Morning, everybody. It is Friday, so now it's time for the Friday rant. I, I can try and make this quick, even though there's just so much, in my mind. So, just after going through everything that we've been looking at for the week, I'm gonna focus on highlights specifically on the school board meeting that was held yesterday here in Hillsborough County. And there were a lot of people who spoke, and a lot of, people brought their ideas for not one medical expert, of course, but, people who spoke. You had everybody from students to counselors to, teachers, parents. And people were, it's supposed to, let's be most of the teachers were very consistent when they said, we are not saying we don't want to go back to work. We just want to go back to work in a safe environment. Who doesn't want to be safe when they go to work? I mean, it's bad enough. Remember the active shooter stuff? They wanted us to put us on the front line, teaching us how to save our entire class. But these decisions that they're making right now, that's how you know people don't think things well. It's just not well thought out because it's not done in a timely manner. Like right now at the end of the meeting when they were saying, okay, let's vote on, extending it 2 weeks. Oh, now at the very last minute, we're going to throw out there, how about we just go all 9 weeks of e-learning? Well, those decisions should have been made in March when we went to e-learning. And you saw how bad this was going to get. We hadn't even hit the summer months yet, as you saw the numbers continue to rise. We in hurricane season right now. We ain't even gone to flu season. And remember, we still in the first wave. Dr. Fauci said we got a second wave coming. These are not afterthoughts. Our lives are not afterthoughts and say, oh, well, maybe we could think about doing it now. Other counties have already implemented it. Why? Because they thought about it and realized what needed to be done. No, okay, you're going to come up with all the excuses. Not everybody's equipped. Not everybody can handle their... Okay, I get that part. Or the kids, you want to close the learning gaps and stuff like that. Let me tell you something. These people have been behind forever. You ain't going to close this learning gap in 1 year. That's first of all. Second, it's all being driven by money. The more you weigh it out and the more you look at it logically and medically and scientifically and everything like that, and you realize, wait a minute, if you're telling me certain buildings and offices, banks, and all these things could be closed, they telling you the emergency management system was closed down. You having actual meetings via Zoom to talk about school. You doing all this preventative stuff, but you don't. But it's safe. Yet it's safe to send children and teachers to school. Meanwhile, we out here trying to get wills and life insurance policies updated. It don't even make sense to talk about it anymore because the devil is running rampant around here. These are devil-driven decisions, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, you say what you want, because anybody that have a moral conscience, that has any kind of faith and any kind of movement this way, where they understand the higher power, wouldn't be making decisions like this. So then here's the one thing I heard yesterday, because each of us we do exist sometimes in silos where we're only thinking about ourselves, right? So teachers think about teachers, students think about students, parents, and we get that, right? But you heard the opinions of all these different people. I mean, there was one gentleman, he spoke, he's a parent, and he even said, listen, as much as I know my child would benefit from brick and mortar school, at the same time, I know it ain't safe for him to go. There were teachers who were like, look, I'm a parent and a teacher. There were people who just come in. But the one that really touched me real well was this. There was a social worker that spoke that said, think about it from her perspective. She has not had an opportunity. She will not have the opportunity right now to deal with all the kids who are already dealing with the trauma of what they've been through. They lost the last quarter of school. They've been watching police shootings and killings, Black Lives Matter, all of rioting and marching, all that during the summer. And on top of that, the struggle with e-learning. And they have not had a chance to process the trauma that's going on in their life. And now, if you, the shorthandedness that we're looking at and all these numbers of people, teachers who file in for extended leave or who retiring or who quitting, and that, she could look like she have to go into a classroom. When is she going to deal with the kids and do her job as a counselor? See, we don't even think about that. Then we talk about standardized testing and all that. I think... But of course, remember, I'm just a teacher, so my opinion don't mean nothing, But if you just said to yourself, you might as well wash from 2019 to 2022. And I know it sounds like a long time, but get rid of all testing. Get rid of all, And really, let's get rid of contact sports. You need to get rid of things that are not going to be feasible for these kids. It's not. If you want to bring these numbers down, we look at Florida, California. What other state was it? I can't remember. But we have the highest numbers now. And because we don't practice social distancing, we have a poor leadership. We have, you know, and it's not going to get any better until they do some radical changes. And you think that by putting children into a school, seeing kids who have not social distance all summer, it's going to just explode. But that's my opinion. So you ain't got to like it. Hey, listen, that's all I really got. I ain't got nothing else to say because, I'm just sick and tired of saying that the same thing. And I just worry. Hey, listen, but if anybody want to put me down as their beneficiary, and I gladly give you my beneficiary information, because some of us, some way along the line, we got to cover these hospital bills that's getting ready to come up. And listen, I need to do some deck development and building in my house, so I can use the check. But listen, that's all I really got for today. Listen, y'all be blessed. Put God first. Pray. And just make wise choices, because these choices here seem to be devil driven. And it's the diva D. No one like me. The Friday rant, rise against negative thoughts, negative tactics, rise against negativity. Today, be blessed.